Hello everybody, this is Ray and we have a very special interview for you today. We get to talk to Massimo Manca of Sardinia, Italy. He's going to tell us how we got started in real estate and what the real estate market was like up to last year. Then we'll discuss how he's been impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, how it's affected his business, how it's affected his family and him personally, and we'll talk about what he is finding is helping him through this time. I know you'll find this interview surprisingly hopeful and encouraging. Hello everybody, I'm delighted to be joined by Massimo Manca from Italy. Say hi, Massimo.
Hi Ray, hi. Thank you very much for inviting me on this platform. I appreciate that very much. Hello everyone from Italy, Sardinia actually, which is one of the two islands close to the mainland.
One of the two islands close to the mainland, Sardinia.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. And so you've, of course, Italy's been all over the news, and we'll kind of get to what's going on really soon.
Yeah.
But before we get there, I wanted you to tell me a little bit about your history. How did you get into real estate, and what was it like?
Well, I was coming back from London. It was 2008. I had been living there for about 4.5 years, right there. And when I came back, many realtors, now friends or colleagues, were asking for support for selling vacation homes to foreigners because I spoke English and I knew about the language regarding real estate. So I got involved into real estate. Was no brand real estate reality. So what happened next was that I was looking for training. By looking for training, I happened to meet a guy called Tom Ferry. I don't know if you heard of him. And through the YouTube channel.
I see him there on your couch.
Right there. So and he helped me. He helped me out a lot in the very beginning. And then after I joined Remax as a network, and that is where we started the real realtors game for myself.
And how many years ago was
2010.
that? 2010.
Well, 2000. I joined Remax in 2011. Okay. Exactly.
Okay, so you've been doing this for 10 years now, 11 years almost.
Yeah, okay, almost 10 years.
So fast forward to last year, what was your business like?
Well, last year business, since I started doing this work after the credit crunch, after when everything fell down in 2008. Yeah. So it was a very tough, work to be done, a tough profession. The industry was really crunched. And by the usage of training, and by the time I got more and more expert, and the people started believing in what I was doing, and professionally speaking, business went rising and rising. And the last year was a good year for real estate here in Italy. Things were picking up, talking generally in the whole country, and also in our town, in Sardinia. So my business was not really following the same thread. I had, a very growth process by 20 to 25% every year, growth, in terms of GCI and commissions. But like last year was a good year, tough, but a good year. Time when you start getting creativity going, and within the team, the network was growing. It was growing up last year as well. So it was a very good year.
That's cool. And I guess we met like 2-3 years ago.
We met personally at the summit in Las Vegas, 2018. In 2018, and then in 2019 in Anaheim.
Yeah. And I guess we were following each other online for a little while before that. So tell me about your average customer in Italy. What does real estate look like, and who's a buyer, who's a seller?
Yeah, mainly our clients here is first-home buyers. Our market also, we have been an island, many vacation homes, so we have people coming from all over the world purchasing houses on the coast. And but every year our market is a residential market, so we deal with first-home buyers who are seeking their first house, and also we work in the market which is very inbound. We're in our town, basically, we can really exchange properties with one another, for upgrading, downgrading, or just selling inheritances, stuff like that.
Is it more of a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? Limited
Well,
inventory?
the whole Italy is totally a buyer market still since 2008. You know, since the change of the credit from the credit crunch, we kept on going on a buyer's market because before the credit crunch, we had about 800,000 houses sold per year. And then after in 2012, we were about 400,000. So
Wow.
market can really drop down half of it. So since then, we were picking up year by year, and but we were on a buyer market. Only city like Milan last year started seeing a picking up of pricing, and the market was shifting to a seller market.
Wow. So when we're having this conversation, it's March 21st, a Saturday.
Yeah.
Tell me about Italy now. What's it like? What's the community like?
Well, the community is very confused and scared. I mean, we had all these things happen very suddenly because I remember it was my birthday on the 29th of February and still was okay. Then after the 29th of February, as soon as March began, news started getting worse and worse about the scenario on the northern part of Italy. So we, for precocious reason, we start not showing homes any longer. So we stopped working. We working on bureaucracy, tried to pile up all the business we had pending and close. And on the 13th, I think, if I remember correctly, of March, there was a statement from the Prime Minister that that from the day next, from let's say 11 o'clock, and then from the day next, we would have been on a lockdown. So all the business were not primary businesses would have been on a shutdown. Likely because this news was in the air during the day. So what I did, I collected as many things as I could from the offices, talking about material who could have helped me out with the marketing and stuff. I keep on going the business on a smart working mode in my house, so I could keep on working for my clients. And the community after that was even worse. It got a little bit worse when they decided how the economy would have gone, because we got some help from the European Union, of course, but you know, like money are not really enough, I think, as a country. What happened was basically that in any country, when the money are little, like in a company, they need to basically use cash in a wise way, and they need to find what the sacrificial lamb is going to be. And unfortunately, that happened for the entrepreneurial business world, who is the first who got really hit by this change right now for coronavirus.
Wow. And I guess they classify real estate agents there as those entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah, exactly. Our business right now, we are thinking about how long this thing is going to last. We are keeping like a motivated. We need to be like we need to get along our mindset a lot. You know, we try to feed. I try to feed myself with as many information as I can that bring you towards a solution.
Right.
But you also have to look at the worst case scenario at the same time, because we are business people, so we look at numbers. So we are trying to think how we hope this stuff is going to be over for business purposes, but also for health purposes, because right now the curve of coronavirus is kept at bay as much as we can, but the number of infected people are rising. And what happened if the number of people is going to rise? Now we are about 50,000 infected people counted in Italy, but they may be way more, because we ran out of swabs. So we ran out of reagents for the swabs. So in Sardinia, where I live, because it is an island, so we were very, very far. It's like a tsunami coming, So when the tsunami comes, the first to be hit are the northern Italy now is really on his knee. We could defend ourselves a little bit better, but at the same time, it's very difficult to prevent people to be infected. We are now, as a town, 219 people as a province infected, and they're growing day by day. We are 120,000 in my town, 120,000, but we are way more if you count all the whole province on the northern part of Sardinia. And we ourselves and my family put ourselves in a voluntary quarantine right now. So we just can't really try to leave home as little as we can. We are not even going to find our parents. Thank God we got technology. You know, technology is really taking over. Digital world is taking over the communication, so forth, so on.
Wow. So I was just trying to find out some of that, some of the information just for anyone that's watching this. So confirmed cases in Italy is 53,578.
Yeah.
This recording.
Yeah, we were 47,000 yesterday, so it's rising and rising. Anytime you look at it.
So y'all are on complete lockdown. Do you feel like the curve is flattening, or do you feel like there's just more testing? I know you said there's some that aren't being tested because you're running out of tests, but is that one of the reasons why it's going up?
Well, the number they are thinking about, it could be more than 100,000. You know, because like the problem is that it is coronavirus. Experts say that it doesn't, on some people doesn't show itself. So you may be infected and not knowing it. You are maybe going to the grocery store, to the food store, and that could, you know, make it worse. And also the problem is that if the curve is not kept at bay of people infected, you know, a good 10% of these people they may need a ventilator. And you know, the health system doesn't have as many for everybody. So it's like now in Northern Italy, they are choosing who can be okay, who unfortunately have to be left behind.
Wow. So what are some of the things that you're telling your clients in this time? The people that have a house to sell, or the people that still need to buy somehow, or still kind of searching? What are some things that you're telling them?
Well, since the 13th, when the Prime Minister the government put us on lockdown, the phone stopped ringing. We've seen a shift into clients searching for information, which went mostly through the social media. That is why that's happening, because people is looking for news all the time. So they're over the phone even more. We had the data, the statistic given a couple of days ago, where Facebook usage, Instagram, and WhatsApp went 100% more usage. And so, which is kind of really creating some problem for the networks as well. So they're trying, let's say, YouTube and Netflix cut down high definition to standard definition, because the system could really implode. And so some requests we got it from the Facebook, from social media as well, looking for information, but everything stopped really completely. Clients are who are calling us, we are telling them to you know, stay calm, stay focused. Of course, some of the clients are worried. We have now 80 listings active. So we got a lot of people to speak to, and we are trying to tell them you need to be supportive in this moment, because there's not a proper reading of the situation. We don't know exactly. It could be in May, the government put the lockdown up to the 3rd of April, but it could be extended up to the end of May, let's say. So we are trying to see what's happening day by day. What we have to do, like you have to do, if I may give you a suggestion, is just already try to be indoor. You know, try to be indoor as much as you can, because this stuff is quick.
Right. Yeah, I literally go from home to the office and lock the door behind me. That's how I'm making this call. And mail people, everyone, they just leave stuff at the door, and then we sanitize it before we open it. So that's currently
that's it.
What we have to do. As long as we have to currently work, that's what we're going to do. But I'm pretty sure that we'll be on lockdown very soon. And
I think like what I may suggest is that collect your things, whether it's got little things from work to in the office, like at home. Sorry, try to collect as much stuff you have for keeping working indoors in your house, as long as you are not on a lockdown that doesn't really allow you to work. And in the meantime, start advising clients that soon they will be reaching out to any media content, any video like Zoom. I don't know how people are expert in your country regarding probably digital communication through video. In Italy, most of our clients are over the 50s, over 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is that basically they are not really keen to use video a lot. They use technology, but they are not keen to use video a lot. So we are trying also to educate them to this new way of communicating.
I feel like a lot of people in our country used video before this as kind of fun, as like a fun extra thing. Like, hey,
Yeah,
we'll FaceTime grandma and we'll FaceTime some family and, we'll FaceTime some friends on occasion, and it was more fun. And you had webinars going on where people were doing screen share and video, and that was starting to become more popular, but it was still kind of very businessy. And I
yeah,
think what's going to happen is that the whole outbreak and the separation from other people is going to make a video communication like this far more intimate for people.
it
And I
will.
think they're going to start using them more in a personal context and
Yeah,
in business meetings, just because it's easier. Instead of me going across town and visiting with
yeah,
you face to face about this, let me get on video, because it's so many risks. It's not in the future, when COVID-19 is gone, there's also risk of driving. Like there's basic risks that we face every single day that
yeah.
video conferencing is a solution for.
It's going to change definitely the way we communicate.
Yeah.
The process has speeded up a lot. We've seen like people you've never seen making live stream videos, stuff like that. They started
Right.
using videos now, like you did in the past, for funny reasons. What I found myself within a community like Tom Ferry organization, where it seems like I met him, started saying to use videos, that I've started using video since then. So
Yeah.
we experimented a lot through video, and that helped us out to understand what kind of tools we may need to leverage this way of communicating, this way of being present as a brand awareness,
Yeah.
But we see many businesses that are old fashioned by choice. For them, it's going to be you need to transform yourself. I think I was talking to my team today. I was saying, look, guys, our job is to help others. So now we are going to keep helping people in a different way by delivering, giving away our knowledge, and
Right.
let's start questioning ourselves what we like the most of our work. Everything is aside now. There's no showings. There's not listing appointments.
Mhm.
What we can do is just try to be creative, because the world is changing already. We don't know that yet, but everything is already changing.
Wow. How does this compare to anything else you've ever experienced in the 10 years that you've done real estate? Is this completely different? Or I guess right before you got into real estate, you saw that fall of the market, kind of the world market real estate. Is this
Yeah.
comparable anyway? And how do you think it's different?
Well, what makes it different from other business, probably we as real estate agents in every part of the world, we see the roller coaster mode, like So basically, what I've been through, tough economic times, tough times, we got our thick skin that is going to help us out.
Yeah.
What happened from the process from in 10 years time is me like being more, the mindset has changed a lot. My experience is not just a professional experience, because I started when I met Tom Ferry, that I was just a normal guy trying to join a new venture in real estate, and by now you start kind of really becoming more and more an entrepreneur. So with a team,
Right.
with employees, with the expenses, with the family. I'm now a father since
Yeah.
1 year ago. So all these things put together makes that you gotta be a responsible person. At the same time, you have to keep your mindset in the highest. It's like a diet right now. If
Yeah.
before you could, read some mindset positive books every now and then, and more technical books. Right now, what I'm trying to do all the time, because it's more free time, being on over my AirPod, listening to some professional webinars,
Mhm.
listening to expert psychologists, reading books who help me out see through the situation, and try not to feed my mind, because by the moment you stay still, is gonna eat you out. So you have to kind of really prevent that by educating yourself. It's a time for learning this one, writing, learning, and face the truth, but with honor.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. That's Jim Rohn, who's a business philosopher. He always said it's bread for the head. Whenever you sit down, you're taking in those things, and it's just it's nutrients.
I agree.
For the brain. Okay, so what do you think is different economically about this situation? What's gonna, if they came up with a vaccine and the curve is flattened, what do you see happening?
Well, I mean, a lot of these happen from ourselves. There are gonna be new things. I think new profession rising, of course. Unfortunately, there are gonna be new poor people, and they're going to be also by new rich people. It seems like a very a common thing to be said, but it is truthful. Like the world is going to change the equilibrium of how the economy goes, and a lot of those depends also by the choices of each government, because there's going to be a time right now, even there, when the business is going to stop. We've been, what I see myself in here and all of my colleagues, we are now working still on the work done in the first 2 months. So we are taking care of what happened the first 2 months. And after the first week of lockdown, in the first week of lockdown, I was my mind was really speeding up very fast. It was like nothing happened yet on my business work.
Right.
After, on the 5th to the 6th day, I started, clearing my mind out. You start having a normal feeling, a bit of anguish, within yourself. You feel a bit worried about what's going on. So that helped me out a lot, being linked to a community like the Tonfrey community, and being linked to communities here in Italy who help the entrepreneur keeping the mind on the right track. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people who have been through other more seasons that I have, they've seen more than I did. And of course, the market is going to, go up again. Economy is going to really get back to normal. We don't know when in the future. So the only thing you can do, because you are in a position to, whether you're young or you're not young, you've got like oxygen breathe in your lungs, you're healthy, so you keep on going. Anything is going to happen. You have to always think your chunk, what can I do to do my part for the community? As long as you do it, you're going to probably collect something back. I really believe in that.
That's good. What's one final piece of advice you'd give to an agent, real estate agent around the world looking at this? Maybe they're not locked down yet. Maybe it's like me, where we're not locked down really at all. It's just some shutdowns here and there, or maybe it's somebody that's sitting in lockdown like you. What's some advice that you would give them?
Well, the first advice is to start treating this emergency with the intelligent respect, because it is going to be tough. What I may give them as suggestions is to start organizing your work differently. Start thinking about that you're going to be in a complete different environment, because you think you never thought about how many things counted for you, because you took it for granted when you were outside. But staying home is a completely different ball game in terms of time management. So you will, if you are not an ebook fan, start collecting books from your office. If you had any, change your library, and keep a positive mindset. As soon as these things are going to start, the first thing you need to look after is your mindset. Now that if you're not on a lockdown yet, start organizing your different schedule. I can tell you that everything is going to be different, and everything is going to be really digital. So any tools you have in your office, you don't have in home, start organizing yourself. If I had the time, what I've done, I would have brought more things. I would have had that wall behind me painted with like a board to draw things in, and in my house, and then I would have definitely, likely, if you haven't got all your files stored on a Google Drive mode or in a Dropbox in a cloud, start putting all the data you have on a cloud. You need to, anything that is gonna happen, it will need a different approach. So you need to put yourself in a state of mind that something is going to change, but you cannot control it. And because you cannot control it, the only thing you can control is, organize yourself, pack, put things in house, no food, because in Italy, people started going to buy like crazy in the food stores and the markets. It's not the goods that is gonna be a lack of, because goods here are traveling throughout Europe anyway. I think what we need what we are in the need is to try to find a good stream of mindset, professionally speaking, and also in a mindset, probably in terms of health care and stuff like that. Try to find on the social media just a couple of things you need to follow through, because you're going to be overwhelmed with people trying, of course, to help you out. What happened in Italy is that we had so many people trying to, I'm not saying get an advantage of the situation, but try to, hey, I'm here, okay? People from nowhere. So what I can suggest is that if you are within the Tom Ferry community, keep really your mind right there, because that is going to help you out a lot, as they are working on it a lot. If you're not, choose a couple of programs on the social media that are now already decided to give back to the community a lot of advice, professionally, psychologically, and and keep it strong.
Yeah, that's good. Well, thanks for taking the time to visit with us, and thanks for sharing your advice. It was encouraging to hear, and we'll continue to pray for you, and we appreciate your fellowship and your friendship through the years. So it's been fun to watch you and see what's happening.
Me too. Me too, Ray. Me too. It is amazing we can connect to the other side of the world, have the same feeling. You see, like that's what is going to happen next. The people are going to be more and more intimate with these tools. So,
I believe it. What we once took for granted, we won't anymore.
No, exactly. For at least for a while. We will be right now in a mode where we have to renounce to more things by force, and because you want to keep safe also the people around you.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching my interview with Massimo. If you'd like to connect with him, please click the links in the description.